organization in the education, health, and human services sectors? Do you need grant funding for your organization? Or do you need help developing programs to help you raise money for your nonprofit organization? At Vibrant Funding, our mission is to connect our nonprofit partners in the education, health, and human services sectors to the financial resources required to achieve their mission. We support nonprofit organizations based in and operating in the United States and Africa. We offer the following services to new and established organizations: program development, donor engagement and retention, grants, research, and writing. Contact us at www.vibrant-funding.com or email us at info@vibrant-funding.com. Call us at 404-751-6802 to learn more about our services and how we can help you to have an impact on the world. Vibrant Funding, connecting donors and nonprofits.
Hey ladies, welcome to the show.
Hey everyone.
Are you excited about the show today?
Yes. Exciting.
I am so excited about our guest today. I can't wait to just ask all the questions that we have. But in the meantime, what do you think we should go for first? Like, what is it that is eating at you ladies to get information from this guest that we have today?
For me, I think I'm more interested in finding out why the move. What happened in Zambia that made him decide to move here? Was music not working in Zambia and he wanted to tap into the American music industry? What is it?
Right. What about you, Priska?
Well, for me, it is what are the plans? What do you want to do after you're done with music, and do you have any aspirations of doing something else besides just being the music industry? That could be school, business wise. Right. Do you want to get into acting or different kind of things?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
To me, I'm going to ask him because he has a very humble background, and he grew up in a farm. And I just want to ask him about that, living in the farm, and just like I was inspired while I was a young boy at the farm, because other kids can be able to see that. So that really, I would like to ask those questions.
I agree, Winnie. I'm very curious about that farming background as well, because the area where he grew up in, Chibombo, is where my mom and I have, a 52-hectare farm. So I'm curious to know more about, how it was growing up in there, and is it something that he can see himself doing in the future? So, who's ready?
We're ready.
Ready.
We're ready.
Let's do this.
Right. Are we ready to have him in, or
yes? Bring him in.
Met a pretty girl right there, let me fall in love right there. And I thought of a move to tell her to go with me home. She tell me, say, show me your money, I will show you this. Give to you slowly, never panicking. If you're funny, I will make again. Run at me still like a mannequin. Hey, I got your money, baby. Keep calling my name, give you money, baby. Hey, I got your money, baby. Keep calling my name, give you money, baby. Give me your matanta. Let's see a chibanda. Ababaza pusa bafana. Shut them ya chibanda. Quarantine dan gata call me, baby. 9 can't stop not even COVID, baby. I gotta see you right now, yeah. Chimbebesho, bebesho. Nifuna chuni, fika ni mumabelo. I wanna get lucky there, yeah. Treat me like a big teddy bear, yeah. Come on, sing down, gotta call me. Please don't make me stay lonely. Keep all my name on a bunkin. Please don't make me stay lonely. Come on, sing down, gotta call me. Please don't make me stay lonely. Keep all my name on a bunkin. Please don't make me stay lonely. Hey, I got the money, baby. Keep calling my name, give you money, baby. Hey, I got the money, baby. Keep calling my name, give you money, baby.
Nakumenyeje baby, mugala bonoko kola nati twende. No wezande bati punya podungu na lago pela pe yonzo de kabila dungu. Hello lenche na chiopena, quarantine na ipopa mwende sopena. They got the sing, no kwati antenna. Put it in the chuba nene na pena. Biggie boko, biggie bobo. No better shako pele po inkombo. Kale kale nipo sela mwende sumbo. Chaika twa mano na kwante nebo ya chipumbo.
Quarantine that gotta call me, baby. 9 can't come no baby, COVID, baby. I gotta see you right now, yeah. Yeah. Chimbebesho, bebesho. Nifuna chuni, fika ni mumabelo. I wanna get lucky there, yeah. Treat me like a big teddy bear, yeah. Quarantine that gotta call me. Please don't make me stay lonely. Keep all my name on a bunkin. Please don't make me stay lonely. Quarantine that gotta call me. Please don't make me stay lonely. Keep all my name on a bunkin. Please don't make me stay lonely.
Drinking wine in the tub, that's a big mood. Keep me in your mouth like good food. On a poolside, bikini, bikini. Melanin dark, bikini. Never say who that? A king. Big fur coat, pinky ring. Wenzo sakila mwaround. Money so old, body nakaunda. It's cold, I need insulating. Tell me when you're down, isolating. Girl, her skin tight, got your legging. Man, I flow tight, they be hating.
Quarantine and gotta call me, baby. 9 can't stop nothing, being COVID, baby. I gotta see you right now, yeah. Yeah. Chimbebesho, bebesho. Nifuna chuni, fika ni mumabelo. I wanna get lucky there, yeah. Treat me like a big teddy bear, yeah. Quarantine and gotta call me. Please don't make me stay lonely. Keep all my name on a bunkin. Please don't make me stay lonely. Quarantine and gotta call me. Please don't make me stay lonely. Keep all my name on a bunkin. Please don't make me stay lonely. Hey, I got the money, baby. Keep calling my name, give you money, baby. Hey,
Sindangwa, yeah.
Calling my name, give you money, baby.
Yo.
Give me some matata. Let's see a chibata. I go basa pusa babana. Shut up, chibata.
Easy on a far.
Hey, music, make them bell.
All right. By popular demand, please join us in welcoming our guest for today, T-Boy. All right. We have Mr. T-Boy, born as Tanonga Nswana. Did I say your name correctly, T-Boy?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us in the studio. The ladies are so excited. They have questions for you. Are you ready to join us on this INSAKA?
Yeah, I'm very ready. I was thinking to myself, like, why would I go on? It sounds like it's a job interview for me, you know. But all the other questions are like just the 4 questions that I had are more like the experience. What sort of experience do you have? Do you have the 5 years? experience? What did you study? What? So, and I'm like, I wish I carried a pen so I could jot them down, but then my culture is very bad. But I got the first question, why the move? Why the move? Yes, why would somebody decide to move when they are already in their 30s and come over to the United States? I actually don't intend on staying here for a long time. The move is just so that I can, well, first of all, I'm legal to be in America. I've got, all the necessary. I can move. I can go back home whenever I want to. So the move isn't. It was motivated by me saying, I think I do not need to be comfortable. I need to go and study something. Number one, and also to just raise my family over here, so that can get a better education than I did. And yeah, so basically that's it. And the number three is to do my music over here. I was fortunate enough that when I just came over here, there was somebody that I wouldn't mention the name, but carried me over. I think the last function I attended was a function for the Caribbean. So I was with Vice and Mr. Killer. So they got me there, and I was so fortunate to see how Jamaicans do the thing. From the hotel room, we're together. He's telling me how they do things. I see a huge crowd. I see huge numbers. I'm in the tour bus and I'm looking at them and I'm saying, oh, wow, these guys live large. I'm just, looking at everything. And so for me, that was like a major exposure. I hadn't been to a function where I'm treated as, the superstar. I had people with guns all over, taking me around and showing me around. No, he has to come over here. Wait. Hey, give him, give him some space. And I was like, oh wow, this is the life. Yeah. So the move was motivated by furthering my education and also trying to see if there's something that I could do over here and be able to enhance myself.
That's great. So I have two follow-up questions out of what you just said, right? You mentioned being in the presence of Mr. Killer. Do you know Mr. Killer is actually from Grenada?
I do. I know he's from Grenada and he's a very big musician. Me and him have been talking for the past 2 years. He's a very, very big musician, and he's a very big musician also around America. There's no function by the Caribbean community that you won't find Mr. Killer present. And so since I love Shaggy and Sean Paul, and since Spice close to me, we're on the same space, that felt like, okay, I think I can also be there, and just being in the VIP section, in the tour bus, I'm able to grab anything. I'm not asking for anyone. No, I'm able to get anything. I see everything that is going on. People coming, me there from from the Caribbean. Hi, what's the name? And what was funny was I think those people thought I was from the Caribbean too, because they came to me like, "Yo, better, wow, what's your name?" Yeah, I was like, because I can't really speak it, but I know how to sing it, so I can't speak it. So I was like, "Hey, hold on, I'm from Zambia. I understand, but I can't speak like you."
That's interesting. My husband is from Grenada. So in my household, we're very big on dance hall, very big on Caribbean music and, everything Caribbean, right? But I've come to learn and realize that the Caribbean people, having gone to Grenada, having been to some other Caribbean countries, I've come to realize that the Caribbeans also actually are very curious about Africans and African music because that's the origin, it's the motherland. So I feel like you have definitely plugged yourself in the right circles. And now switching gears a little bit, I want to talk about, you mentioned furthering your education. what are you studying? Is it music related or something different?
No, it's not music related. First of all, you would be interested to know that I did motor vehicle engineering. And some 3 weeks ago, I'm fixing my wife's car. The alternator misbehaved, so I'm fixing my wife's car, and I went on Facebook, and because I hadn't seen anybody fixing the Kia 2015, and uploading the tutorials on how to fix that, so I was doing that, and then I thought, let me just upload this. So when I uploaded that, I remember one girl sending me a message and saying, from a musician to now a mechanic in America. So I laughed and I said, what's wrong with me fixing something if I know, if I know it with me doing that. I did also a Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply. So when I came to America, I was trying to get into the same course, but I realized the only place where I find that is Chicago. And so I'm far from Chicago. And even here, when I was trying to get a lot of, the things to do, it says that something that is close to that is supply chain management. So that's where I'm hoping to, get into this same month probably at Rollins, because I already, got things moving. The only that is waiting on me is trying to analyze my credentials with WES, so that they see what level I'm in and how way they can place me. But otherwise, yeah, that's what, and a bit of agribusiness too. FRA sent me for an agribusiness course. I was working for the Food Reserve Agency in Zambia, which is a government agency. I was managing Pemba district, and from there I came back to Lusaka managing the biggest depot in Zambia, the biggest depot in the country. So yeah, basically that's me. I also did a few stuff. I worked for internship with Sesco. I worked for Lusaka City Council. I did my motor vehicle engineering internship with the Zambia Army Base Workshop when I was 18 years old. So yeah,
that is amazing to hear all about your education. But me, I would like to know a little bit about your background. Like, where did you grow up? How did you study the music? And what inspired you to be a musician?
I think music has just been in me. I started my preschool in Lusaka at Roadspark, in Lusaka Trinity in Roadspark. And then I did most of my school because my father used to live in Lusaka. My mother used to live in Chibombo. My mother's name was Rosa Chenda. I come from a farm called Chenda Farms. We are the biggest farmers around that area. My granddad migrated from Chirundu to settle there. They call them Mazezulu Waja. So he migrated from Chirundu, settled some at Katuba, and then finally settled in Chiwombo. So he was one of the early settlers there. I think my grandfather is the one that took it around that area too, and he was the only one with a vehicle from the 1960s. So I grew up at a farm where mechanics is also just in me, because we grew up fixing cars at an early age, and also the singing started in the field. If I'm not, when I was younger, because you can't get on a tractor when you're younger. So when I was younger, I'd be lifting a bag of maize so that the guy that is cutting, sees me where I am. So I'll be pointing it like this and put a sack there, and then I'll be singing all the way. I lift it like that, and I'll be singing all the way. And when people get tired, because we would work together with the workers, when you come in the field, you won't tell who's the worker and who's the child of the farm. Everybody will the same, So I think it grew up from there to school. Every time people wanted me to sing for them, break time, even when the teacher wasn't around. Sometimes even the teachers now heard of me. So they would say, we hear you sing, so sing a song for us. So then I would, before the period ends, I sing 1 or 2 songs. Drama club, they wanted somebody to make a song for them so that as they act, once it's done, they could have more like a soundtrack. So that's how, I improved my music. I remember also there was a Pentecostal scripture union at Chiwombo High School. So the guys wanted, they would invite me. Ukabwele church quite nice. So, yeah, I'd go there. And the Nyanja that I speak is from my grandmother. My grandmother was Chikunda. So Chikunda is more like a mixture of Ewa and
Nsenga.
Portuguese.
Oh, really?
Nsenga and Portuguese.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When you were singing as a young boy, who inspired you? What musician inspired you? And who was your
A
idol?
lot of musicians. I loved Pongozi. I loved Jane Osborne. I remember telling my mom, I'm going to sing with that woman one day. And Jane Osborne called me in 2010. She says, I want you to help me out, first of all, with the promotion of this music. So I'm actually the one that helped her promote the Vanono song featuring
Oh,
PJ.
I love that
I
song.
took her to different radio stations, showed her the people that I knew. And I featured on that album. I think I wrote about 2 songs on that project, and I also featured on one. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's amazing.
there's plenty
So
of
you are a
musicians.
songwriter too. That is amazing.
I've written songs for so many people,
Oh wow.
people,
Okay.
That is
and I write
amazing.
my song with ease. I write my songs with ease.
So did
Wait a
you
minute.
write?
Maybe you can help us to write a theme song for a talk show.
I know.
Anytime.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Some INSAKA talk show.
That'd be nice.
I
Anytime.
know, right? That's a good one, Winnie.
I have a question for
Yeah.
you. Other than singing, do you have any instruments that you play that people don't know? You know how some
I
people can.
play drums.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
Is that self-taught or you went to
Yeah,
school?
it's self-taught. Yeah.
No, self-taught. And I haven't really learned how to play other instruments. The reason is you can't be a jack of all trades. That just messes you up. You must have a specialty and you must concentrate on certain things, because if you wanna do everything, as a mechanic today, you are this business executive, you run this company, you do, and at the same time you are the producer, it messes you up. You lack concentration. So the only thing that I do is co-produce. Most of the times, if I want to make a song, like the new album that I made, I had a concept of how I was going to make the album. Because I knew I was going to move to America, so I decided on fusing the dancehall music with Kalindula so that it shouldn't sound like I'm trying to copy the Jamaicans, but I should sound original. If somebody
Right.
listens to me, and I knew that the risk of doing that is people might not just accept the sound because it's new to them,
Yeah.
or they might accept it because
want
it's something that is
different.
new. They want something that is new, but the risk of not being accepted is larger. So that's why we need a lot more promotion and awareness, because people only want to dance to something that they hear, something that
Yeah.
they've heard before. They don't want to
Right.
experiment on something. They just want to play a sound that
Different.
they don't know. But for me, I think I'm a trendsetter. All this while from Matuziba, I had to change. Matuziwa was a mid-tempo song. The way I wrote the song, the way I did everything on the song, the tonation. Back then, people never used to sing the way they sing now. Paja Kudara, if a person wanna sing a song, they say "necker," like English, trying to make it English. I had to change. I had to sing the Nyanja, the English like I'm singing Nyanja. I had to
Nyanja.
change the tonation. Yes, a son.
Standardized
His
English.
mother really tries the best. So I had to make it sound like
Like
Become a
English.
Nyanja.
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 Exactly, so that I have a definition of where I'm coming from.
That's cool.
There's
That is
something
very
funny
cool.
that I want to share with you guys about T-Boy. So he came to Chicago to perform, right? And he forgot his winter jacket. It's in my car right now. So I sent him a message. Yeah, I sent him a message. I said, Bwana mnasia jacket. And then he said, the jacket. The jacket is malaki. Mfunika mtuli magero ndi amene amanikonka palija mene jacket. So I said akakupaya madam kunyumba ta ine ndine mzezulu.
So I'm gonna digress on that point, Miss Irene, because
Yes.
there's one interview where you featured about a year ago, and just talking about different things that you've done and a little bit of your history. So I want to touch on your relationship with your wife. And previously, before you guys got married, there was another woman that you were seeing at the same time before you were married, to kind of, you were still trying to find your way and trying to decide which of these two ladies you're going to end up with, right? So how does your wife bring that up sometimes when you fight, to say, when Zofuno Kunisi, you had one eye and whatever, does that ever come up?
My wife is a G. She understands me.
Hey,
I think the most important thing is understanding who you are with. Because I started dating somebody else aside her, and before that I had another girl. But she gave birth to a colored baby. Wasn't this in my mwana wanilipilisa na damage, but mwana,
you should have taken your damage back. You should have taken your money back.
No, come on now. You see my baby, you see how my baby looks like? Very beautiful. So God repaid me by giving me a beautiful girl.
Amen to that.
So it's not all times. Sometimes people need love. You can't repay somebody who mistreats you and tell them to say, I'm gonna treat you also. You treat them with love. They say kill them with the kindness. That's what they say.
Yes.
So I left all that. I never did this silly thing that people would do. I'll expose you. I'll take your photo. You see, went on Facebook, check the photo there. This girl ate my money. No, it's not necessary.
That was very mature of you, actually, doing that.
That's a lot of drama. I just left that, and my wife was telling me. My wife was telling me that time. She says, "Mwana nwanu mamukana ati wamona nikala mwana why mwana?" Because so she's been there all this while. She knows me all this while, even through, because that girl was like the main girl that I was dating. You understand?
Oh my
Then
God.
my wife was my friend. My wife was my friend. So throughout, now I would complain to her, girl yanga siboneka zona. Nikuno kumuzi, nikuno kupemba siboneka girl sibwe. So throughout that, I mean, we built a relationship that
that's nice.
We understand each other, so there's no lying, it's we know each other very well, and she knows when I set targets and say, babe, we're working on this, we're working on making sure that we do this year, we managed to do that. Babe, let's do this. We managed to do all the things, and she pushes me. Before deciding if I could marry her, I got into some fling with this girl, and what made me realize that my wife was very, very special to me. This girl tells me to say, when I was, before making the video for Miss You, that is 2015 into 2016. This girl, I'm telling her, I want to shoot a video for my song. She says, okay. So then she saw me spending 19,500 kwacha on the music video. That time was a lot of money. And she says, you're spending this money on the music video that will not bring you money. What's the problem with you? You people, after all, it's been long, and it had been long since I hit, like 2 years I wasn't producing any music. Then she said, she complained, she said, if you gave me this money I put into business, I was going to make a lot of money and a lot of profit.
Business,
I said, is it your money? Oh, it's my money. The same time, I asked my wife, I called my wife, I'm like, yo, what do you think? I'm about to make a video, but I need to travel to China. Before traveling to China, I need to make this video. Now, these guys at the hotel are charging me 6,000 kwacha just for filming in the Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think I should? My wife says, "Babe, if you have money, do it." Then I said, "Why am I suffering now? What is it that I'm doing with this other idiot?" I said, No. This is the right way, because every time that I'm trying to make something that is sensible, should always say, if you got the means, do it.
Yeah.
We want to do this and that. If you've got the means, babe, do it. So that has been pushing me, and I realized that this is a great woman. And at first, maybe I never saw it, but people at my workplace, there's a lady called Esnat Hamiana. She'd always tell me to say, T, look at this woman. Look, do you know how many trips she makes? Do you know how, what is it that she really wants? Look at this woman, because she knew my secrets. She knew how I maneuver. Boys.
I have another question for you. So, I understand you are a father of a daughter. How is it? Because I know men with the daughters, they're like so guarded, they become so humble. How is it you with your daughter? How do you want to raise her, especially that she's an American? She's going to be an American girl, and you have an African background. How are you going to raise your baby? How do you guys want to raising your baby or your kids?
African is the born. African is the born. African. I speak to her in Nyanja sometimes. I remember one time the grandmother telling me, don't speak to her in Nyanja, she will get slow. I said, look, I started speaking English. Yes, but not Kudala Maningi, but am I slow? If somebody is slow, they're just slow, So it's not about the English, it's about what you're inculcating in children. By the way, the name Tamika, I got it from something that I read. It says Tamika was a Japanese empress. She would be above all men. She would do great things that men would equally do. So I fell in love with that name. Before I even met my wife, I'm gonna have my firstborn is gonna be a girl, and I'm gonna name her Tamika. So that's what makes me feel so crazy about my child like that. And I had to name my album by my name, but using my daughter's name. They say Wisi Tamika. In Africa, that is my name.
Right.
So that's the Tamika. We're named after our children. So I intend on inculcating Christian values too, because I see how degraded the morals are with Americans. Anything I know, even when they don't know. So
that's what we live for. That every day. I know. I got it. I know. What are you talking about? I know.
I wanted to go back to, you proudly speak of your wife. So proud. Most music want to talk about the wives, but you wrote a song.
I don't want to talk about her more now, because I don't want the interview to be about my wife more.
No, it's not going to be. I wanted to know about the song Cheers. I know that was dedicated to your wife. So tell us a little bit about Cheers, and then we go to
every time we're in the car, we usually bump feast like this. Yo, Cheers, so
right. All right. So on that note, we want to hear more when we come back about Cheers. In the meantime, we're going to go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Appreciate it.
Here's a boy running it.
Cheers to my pretty baby.